This is the Native History of Mount Baker, Part 1. As many of you know, the American Alpine Institute's core mountain, the mountain that is our home base, is Mount Baker, or Komo Kulshan. The word Kulshan is a Lummi word that means that the summit of the peak has been damaged or blown off by an explosion or even shot off through the end. The origin story of Mount Baker, as told by some native legends, is that Kulshan was a fair youth, and he had two wives, Dahawat and Wahakwe. Wahakwe wins over her husband, and Dahakwe becomes jealous. Dahawat was so beautiful that she figured she'd play a little game and kind of trick Kulshan into desiring her more. So she told her husband that if things didn't change, she was out of there. She was going to leave. She was going to take all her possessions and go. Kulshan did not like this ultimatum. So he said, all right, you can go. And you can go as far as you want. And I'm not going to stop you. Dahawat was shocked. And, so she was like, all right, well, I'm going to make it happen. And he'll see that he really needs me. And we know how this usually goes in modern relationships. Anyway, so she goes. And even though she had 3 kids with Kulshan, and even though they were, upset that she was going to leave and cried and told her to stay, she still went. She goes down the valley, keeping Kulshan in sight as long as possible, just to give him as much time as possible to call her back. As Dahawat goes down the valley, she kind of starts to think about how this is playing out. He's not calling her back. And so she continually looks back over her shoulder, waiting for her husband to call her back, waiting, hoping that he's going to call her back. She's gone so far that she has to climb up every hill and look back to try to see him, to see if he wants her back. Every single little hill as she goes up a little higher to see if he'll call her back. Sometimes on top of these hills, she's gone so high that she's like standing on rocks. She's standing on her tiptoes. She's doing whatever she can to see, hoping that there's something over there that's going to tell her that he wants her to come home. Finally, she finds the highest point possible, and she decides to make camp, looking back, waiting, and hoping that he's going to call her back, looking as closely as she can. And so finally at Dahawat's camp, looking back to Kulshan, waiting for him to call her back, Dahawat too became a mountain. Mount Rainier.